Hi Vladimir, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Good to see you again. Vlado.
Perfect.
Kako si?
Dobro.
Dobro.
Yeah, very good.
Good,
So, welcome in our stand in Slovakian representation for this nice business market. So,
it's been a good IBTM, and like it's nice to be back in Slovakia. You know, I was there in Bratislava in September. Yeah, and I obviously met yourself at WTM in London recently, where I had this amazing wine tasting. It's just such a great experience where you can obviously bring groups and your events into Slovakia. For you, Slovakia as a destination, what's it like?
Of course, for me it's a little bit difficult answer, because if we can explain the Slovakia as a country, we are the part of the Central Europe with a very nice historical influences against not just the wine, but also architecture, folk, and also together with lands around like Czech Republic, Austria, Hungary. We support the biggest ratio of the heart in the Europe with nice culture, identity, and also the knowledge of the gastronomy and wine, for example.
Of course, and you have some phenomenal product wines from Slovakia, which we're currently having a tasting just now. How are you finding it?
She's favorite comes from winery Taina. It's a very nice complex wine which was made from Cab Franc variety. Cabernet Franc is probably mostly important variety in Bordeaux and in New World areas, but
Mendoza,
yes, and also in California. But in such a time, we just turn back the history, because the first plantation of this variety in the land around the Nitra city was 17th century. So it's not so long history, but it is a very important fact that Cab Franc has a very nice condition for the climate and for the soil, where we can move the perfect exposition for the wine and for the next future of this variety. Unfortunately, we have a lot of other varieties. In that reason, you cannot find just 2 or 3 varieties in Slovakia, especially like in Moravian region, like in Hungary, like in Austria. We are very strong part of Europe with all of the influences. So there are the varieties which are typical, for example, like Rhine Riesling.
Thank you very much, sir.
Enjoy.
Stop by.
So, see you in Croatia. Thank you. Yes, I'll see.
We're fans of the great wine.
Yes, the friends from Croatia.
Yes.
So we are the unique world and unique, I think, friends against the good wine. So if we can talk about the younger position of the enthusiast of the aromatic varieties of something which is typical for East Slovakian region, we should communicate about the Muscat Yellow, which is
let's try this.
Which is the Tokaj variety. Of course, unfortunately, it's not dry wine. It's medium sweet because it comes from the top, from volcanic soil. It means, can I show you a little bit? Few nice golden yellow drops. It's very intense with color, elegant with nice limpidity. But what is the very big fact? This is one of the oldest white variety from Muscat family, which was born in Europe between the 3rd to 6th century. So it's very old, ancient variety, which comes from historically from oriental parts, behind the Italy, Etrusc, Romans, and before Slavic people who use this variety as one of the best and stable in the Tokaj region. Now, taste it. I think it's very pleasure with nice aroma, flowery bouquet, and complex taste. What do you think?
We'll have to try this one.
What about you, Greg? What do you think?
I'd love to try this actually. The colour is really interesting.
Of course,
being from Scotland, to look at that, it's almost like a whiskey as such.
Yes, it looks like typical young whiskey. Of course, the Muscat variety is very fragrant with expressive aroma, and also the taste. You can find the balance, the minerality, acidity, and less sugar. Because the noble rot raisins, which we used in this one, is amazing for Tokaj, especially if you can serve to your friends and to your family, neighbors, something sweet like cheesecake or some good stew with influence of the lamb, or with a combination, for example, foie gras.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. We have also the old school style like in Tokayasu, which is a typical, mostly also Hungarian
I remember
and
that.
Slovakian
Yeah.
part. But also we have the modern style like this one, especially for people who are open with a nice possibility to observe the land and people around.
I think you've just sold the tastes of Slovakia to us all massively, and it's just so great hearing your knowledge on wines again. It's been a real pleasure, you know.
Thank you. I think it's not a question about the quantity, but the main interest in all of the Central European countries is about the quality.
Oh, massively, yeah.
No massive production. We have almost just 17,000 hectares of vineyards in the 6 areas, and including the 650 probably approximately producers of wine and the grape and wine producers. So it's not so enough, but in that reason is for us like a heritage of the history of the soil, of the land, and also of the gastronomy. So enjoy our wine, and I'm very happy that you stay here for the few moments with this small tasting.
Amazing.
Probably see you in our land in
Slovakia soon. I loved Bratislava when I was there in September, and I cannot wait to come back. So
call me before. We should around nice wine road and tasting.
I'm sold.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
and thanks for the staying here.
Take care.
So,
Thank you very much for taking part in the tasting. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you.
So I can continue with some red.